Wait a minute. What the fuck is that? Like, nigga, you look like fuck kinda nigga. Hey, this is Lil Kydd, otherwise known as Trick Masterization, and we're gonna review some anime, okay, I guess. Today we review Yokio. I feel so drained after watching this anime. I feel hesitant to even call it an anime. I'm sorry if the enthusiasm is gone from my voice as I do this review, but can you blame me? At the end of the day, is this review not a testament to how quickly I can buckle under peer pressure? I mean, everyone has reviewed this trash spectacle of an anime. The production itself has gone to affect the community on a somewhat macro level. Netflix sensei let us down yet again off of the heels of another bad anime adaptation. Still kinda licking that one. Further solidifying the point of how mainstream anime is becoming. This anime is an enigma and a half, my nig, and yes, I'm still gonna call this an anime, mainly out of respect for Jaden Smith as a fellow rapper. Only way to really cushion the blow, as I'll probably be roasting his existence a couple times throughout this video. The work itself is a parody of Jaden Smith's life, no? Created and written by one Ezra Koenig, member of an American indie band. Strange. Alright, and then you get names like Kazuhiro Furuhashi on the directing board. You just got the OGs and paired them with something. When looking at this anime objectively, the term dumpster fire comes to mind, though I find this to be more of a clusterfuck, a fiery one, rife with passion and regret. Regret upon you and I, the viewer, for having to sit through 6 episodes of the petulant and childish musings of a materialistic and generally unlikable main character, spewing enigmatic yet vapid one-liners from his voice actor's Twitter, in hopes of sounding deep and profound, but instead coming off as pretentious. You see from his actions that he is this way and no longer care what happens to him throughout the plot. You know what? Here's the plot. The main character is part of this race of magical aristocrat Lil Uzi Vert clones, who all hold jobs slaying demons, and all live in a society of super rich flex beasts known as Yokio. Kaz wants to fit in amongst these flex beasts, so much so that he even shirks his duties. He has bougie friends and a bougie ex that he bitches about every 20 minutes or so, and that's basically the plot. It lacks focus. Like a lot of focus. By trying to check so many things off a how anime am I checklist, Ezra Koenig has essentially created a hodgepodge of sorts. It's right there in the name, Yokio, a clusterfuck, a poorly assembled collection of concepts, whose cringe factor is the stuff of memes. To put this in perspective, on the spectrum of being so bad it's good and so good it's meme, this thing is so meme it's cancer. This guy, Kaz can, like, he doesn't change that much throughout the series. He doesn't learn anything. He just acts like a douche. He's irresponsible, he's emo, and he doesn't even really move around the plot that much on his own. He keeps getting pushed around by his friends and family. They move the plot, not him. You could argue that he's trying to keep up appearances amongst this aristocratic caste system that the writer has placed before him, but the very system itself is meaningless. The plot is meaningless in the sense that it tries to be so much and ends up not even being anything. It just ends up being a mess, riddled with terrible deviant art-like animation and bad voice acting. The character designs don't bother me, but the way that they look and move is just so stiff. Half the time, the characters' voices don't even match the emotions on their own faces, and it doesn't really help the case when the voice acting of the good portion of the slot is horrendous. Most of that bad voice acting stemming from this hoe, this hoe, this hoe, and this hoe. And even then, the voice acting isn't gonna get you. Most of the time, it's the dialogue. The script is dicks in a waffle iron. It is bad. Due to problems like these, there were a lot of times in the anime that I wound up questioning whether or not I should even take it seriously. But then, around episode 2 or 3, it kinda hit me. This series is making a conscious effort to be objectively bad. It sounds weird, right? But think about it. Every small thing this show does, from its dialogue to its animation to its characters, seems to fit some mold of what is universally seen as a bad anime. Not just by personal standards, but by industry standards. Nothing in this anime is really meant to be taken seriously, which is really rather comforting to know, considering every time Lil Kaz opens his mouth, I keep picturing little raptor neck Jaden Smith. You want the neck? Whether this anime is a parody of Jaden Smith's life or a parody of the anime community at large in America, one could say that Jaden Smith is a perfect fit for the role. And on the real, the man himself, he's an abstract thinker. Of course he's gonna be on board with something as silly and crazy as this. Of course there's gonna be a season 2. It's all according to Keikaku at this point, my nig. I can only assume that each time Jaden spit out one of those crack fortune cookie one-liner tweets in his script, he got as much of a chuckle out of it as I did. And that's kind of the point. Whether you're someone like me who derives pleasure from cringing so hard they they implode, or just get a genuine laugh at how bad this anime gets. In all its aloof 90s hentai dub voice acting glory, you could find entertainment in it for better or worse. I happen to approach it with a mindset somewhat akin to the Boondocks maybe, given its specific brand of meta humor and self-awareness a la Helena, not to mention all the brilliant ways she plays off of chocolate triangular prison waifu. Even she helps to drive the point home how meaningless this show is. In one episode, she does an entire spiel to Kaz on how meaningless his pursuits are, but most of the time he just brushes it off and thinks she's crazy. And since the plot is mostly told through Kaz's eyes, it leads us, the viewers, to believe that we shouldn't care about what Helena has to say either. It shouldn't matter. There's no true antagonist. There's just a bunch of different forces in Kaz's life that push him in different directions, while his only goal throughout the anime is just to be the most eligible bachelor in Neo Yokio. Again, why should I care? But that's just the thing, you don't really need to. Admittedly, to some, a paper-thin and flimsy premise such as this one would probably render an anime a work of novelty at best, and I myself can't really see watching this series a second time. So to any hardcore anime watchers out there, I'd say if you want to be triggered, if you want snakes in a can, there it is. Courtesy of Jaden Smith. Good job. Tentative 2 out of 5 on this one. Little kid out.